probably shouldn't believe everything I think.
So you actually receive a response that you were not expecting. I mean, you wanted to,
Yeah.
but you were not expecting.
Yeah, couldn't expect anything more different. I thought this video won't be funny. It'll be crappy. It'll discredit me as a life coach. Nobody's going to want to watch it. But after a couple weeks, it took off. And that external validation of having, it was well over 1 million people view that first video, that, that, that was encouraging. It was codependent, yet I needed it. It was encouraging. And then I started to notice these other ideas on topics and video perspectives with humor. So it woke up a sleeping giant in me for sure.
So then you start like being like very like posting videos like more frequently because the response was really good.
Yeah, it was. So in the beginning, it was, I post a video anywhere from once every couple weeks to once every month, just like I didn't have any regular schedule or basis. And I have to remember, the videos were like on the side. I was still working full time as a life coach. Whereas fast forward to now, the comedy it's become the full time thing. Whether I'm on the road, doing live shows, or I'm putting on two new comedy videos every week now, and of course some other things along the way. So yeah, in the beginning, it didn't have much structure, but I started.
No, now it's a fully production. I know it's a lot of work behind that videos. A lot of work.
It is the amount of time that goes into 1 4-minute video is like, I don't want to calculate how much that actually comes out to, but you're right. It's a lot of work.
A lot of time. So who came up with the idea of your outfit?
That was, you're looking at the idiot that thought of that. So and I didn't think it'd be like the outfit, but with that first video, how to be ultra spiritual, which was me shining awareness on how people, including myself, the video was all about me. Turns out other people could relate, but it was all about how the ego gets its needs for significance met through spiritual practices. So I was thinking like, okay, purple's supposed to be a spiritual color, so let me throw on a purple shirt. And then I remembered it was very last minute. The camera was probably already on, but I said to my ex-girlfriend at the time who was there with me, I said, do you have like a headband, kind of look a little hippie-ish, new age? And she's like, no. Oh, but I do have this scarf. So I got her scarf on, put that in, and then like put a flower in it. So that was the original comedic character. And I still pull that kind of costume out once in a while when it seems to fit. And I've also let myself go beyond just being confined by that outfit. But yeah, that definitely became the theme, the calling card for a little while.
The bikini was really good.
Yeah.
You look really good on the bikini.
Thank you. I've just accelerated my aging, and I feel like I look more terrible now. But that's good because this too shall pass.
Actually, because it's an entire, it's so funny because that's the impact that it happened to me. It's so funny to see you that way, but then at the same time, you're talking topics with so much knowledge and everything that it's kind of funny to see two different things, like two opposite things. It's really, really funny. That's the part that it's more catchy, I guess.
Yeah, and part of humor is creating polarity. And when one can see two perspectives about the same issue, not only is that open-minded, but it opens the field of humor, and it creates relief for people, because a lot of people on a given topic, they're stuck in a given perspective. But when a comedian can see it from another perspective through whatever way that, and then present that to the audience, it creates relief. It helps a person go from where they are to this new perspective, and the space in between is an emotional reaction, and that's called laughter. So I do think that the lens of humor can help us expand our awareness. And one of the things I love to encourage people to do, because I value it so much in my life and I need more of it, is looking what I take most seriously and figuring out how I can laugh about it. Because to find out how to laugh about what we take most seriously, we have to look at it from a different perspective. We can still have that original perspective, but we also gain an additional perspective. If I didn't know any better, that creates an open mind. God forbid.
Yeah. And JP, you said that part of your videos, I don't know if all of them are part of your life or they were part of your life. So everything kind of that you make fun about, it's part of you.
Indeed. Yeah. And I like to say my comedy is me shining the light of awareness on my own egotistical nature, whether it's like a way I've been thinking or a way I've been practicing. And, before I started making comedy videos, I lived in Southern California, North County, San Diego, Encinitas to be exact. Super spiritual community. And like I immersed myself in it. I loved it. And I grew so much. And I didn't realize it, but there's like an egotistical underbelly to this spiritual community. But then I started to see my own egotistical nature. I was like, oh yeah, I meditate longer than that person. So I'm a little better. And I just hope they realize it. So one of the important factors, at least for me, to make comedy authentic is there has to be an element of truth to it. And what that means is the truth, it has to be something real for me. And, you can get laughs, like, let me make jokes about things that aren't true for me. You can get some laughs, but you're not going to get deep laughs. And you're certainly not going to get a connection to anything meaningful with the audience because it doesn't come from anything meaningful within yourself. And then a beautiful side effect of that is I get to grow because I'm constantly making new comedy, which means constantly shining the light of awareness on my own egotistical nature. And just a quick example, recent video I filmed, not released yet. It's called, working title, something like "What It's Like to Have a Pregnant Wife."
What is what?
What it's like to have a pregnant wife.
Pregnant. Oh yeah, because actually you're expecting. Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife's pregnant with her first child, and I notice things that go through my mind. Like everybody's asking how she's doing, but not me. And then she's not feeling good, or she's throwing up with morning sickness, and it's kind of annoying to me. Like it's kind of disrupting my day. So, and of course, there's so much love and compassion for her. But I found these things parts of me were thinking, it's like, cool. That's a basis for comedy because it's true for me. So I put that into a video.
Yeah, so everything that is true for you, and then you can see that. And actually, it's something that most of your videos that I watch, it's something that we usually think. Sometimes we don't know if to say it or not. People doesn't know if to say things or not because everything now that we can say it's against us. So it's so nice to see and to watch because it's very realistic as well to the ones that we, when I'm watching, it's like, oh my God, I'm thinking exact same way. That's like took the words out of my mouth, it's exact same way. So, and do you have JP, any favorite group that you like to poke fun at?
Yeah, that's a great question. All of them. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I mean, and yeah, so, but if I had to pick a favorite group, it would probably be the spiritual community. And, it's so near and dear to my life and my work, my comedy, my videos. I used to not touch anything with social events and what's going on. I just like, man, I didn't find any interest in that. But now I do. Not like, hey, let me just narrate CNN. It's like, no, like they're just maybe brainwashing us. I don't know. But now I've got something to say with things that are going on socially. Yet to me, I realize, like, for an example with politics, I think both sides are equally ridiculous, deceptive. So I'm not, to me, there's nothing fun about making fun of one side. I'm making fun of both sides because I see the same patterns, same deception. They're doing the same thing. It's just painted a different color. So it's like, yeah, I want to go after both of those
Yes, actually,
groups.
yeah, I watched that one and I really like it how you, because you usually tell things in a way that you're very neutral. So it's very interesting to see, okay, which size is he? He really likes this party or the other party? He
Yeah.
really, like it's very interesting to watch because you see from both sides and you're always neutral. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
understand where you are, which is
yeah.
really
Always neutral or in a different dimension. Like to me, here's a redheaded opinion going on a rant. Keep in mind, I didn't graduate college. Nothing I've ever said has been scientifically validated. So here's a delusional opinion. We're living in a world where it seems, at least a country where it seems like the last archaic stronghold is desperately trying to hold on, a system that doesn't serve us anymore, but the system serves itself. So it's desperately trying, like a last grasp, to hold on. And the system is kind of proliferated with this two-dimensional idea of pick a side. It's like the left or the right. It's like uh, most of the time, like I don't identify with either of the sides. So the idea of pick a side, to me, it's like, nah, I pick humanity, and I don't see any humanity on either side. So forgive me for not abiding by the hypnosis of the two choices, but I'm going with a third choice, humanity.
love that. Yeah, love that. So, and we can see that in the videos, definitely. I love, just to tell you, the one that I really have so much fun was one of the last two that you just did, that it was the celebrities staying at home from the house, and it was a huge mansion. That one was cracking me. And then the one with the girls, right now because of all the protests and everything that's going on, it's like if they post something, they cannot put the nude or sexy picture anymore. So that one was so hilarious because it's something that we always see in
Yeah.
real life, like every day. So that was super hilarious. Very, very.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, and hopefully they gave some people some relief and hopefully some permission to follow their heart, in spite of the fact that they'll be attacked online for no matter what they do or don't do.
Yeah, yeah. And then JP, I want to ask you. We presume, and I want to ask you, since you're a comedian, that comedians are always happy and full of fun, and that they don't have issues. How do you do when you need to do like either a stand up or a video, and your purpose is to make people laugh? So how do you do when you're going through a rough time?
Yeah. Yeah, and thank you for being real and giving me permission to be a human being, because I certainly go through my rough times, my challenges, and if I didn't, I'd be in denial or I'd be flatlined. And by the way, the comedians who don't go through issues are boring because they don't have anything to really talk about. So how I deal with it, I need time, and usually it's communication, talking with my wife, and time to introspect and feel my feelings. So and that's usually not, like, I don't broadcast that on social media because it's not the content that I produce. Yet it's something I don't want to hide from people. Like, yeah, man, I have times where I feel depressed, and I need time to go inward and feel my feelings, digest things, talk with friends to help me out, gain perspective, and just feel support. So I personally think that the community element of being vulnerable enough and courageous enough to share our challenges with close, trustworthy friends, partners, spouses, man, it's something that's beyond nourishing and helpful for me. And I don't think I'm unique. I think that's something all of us can tremendously benefit from if we have the courage to be real with people. Because sometimes it's convenient to just tell everybody, like, oh yeah, things are good. but that's a facade. And sometimes they're great and that's awesome. But
Mhm.
other times, like, no, we need some support. And people are usually around us to support us if we allow them to be.
Definitely. Yeah, nice. I just wanted to know because I'm always wondering about that. So nice. And then JP, I know now you, of course, you have been doing stand-up comedy. How are the procedures? That's my gonna be my last question. I just want to know how are you doing now with the travel and the new procedures to be in a comedy club, in a theater, like doing the stand-up. How are you doing that?
Yeah, the comedy clubs I've worked with here so far, as the quarantine is lightening up, the Addison Improv in Dallas, Laugh Out Loud in San Antonio. These clubs are world class. They have procedures in place, yet they're so seamless and smooth. It doesn't affect the shows. So they've got a little bit less seating capacity. I think now we were up to 75% seating capacity. So there's more space between tables, less people allowed in. And, the staff has just been world class at keeping people safe, or at least thinking they're safe with the social guidelines. I'm not a doctor. I can't verify are these things effective or needed. I don't know. But yeah, it's been great. And I've been pleased, like debriefing after shows, talking with friends and letting them know, like, I couldn't tell a difference. Like as a comedian on stage, oftentimes like how tight the room is, how many people are in the room, the more people in a smaller space, the better. It's like an energy circuit of laughter. But if the room's like too big, too few people in it, they're too spread out, it's like energy leaks out from the circuit. Yet the way they've been doing it, yeah, there's more space, but being on stage, I don't notice a difference, which means I think the audience is still getting a tremendous experience while the proper guidelines are put in place.
That's fantastic. And JP, if people want to check on because I saw that you're going to be everywhere in Florida, California, Washington, everywhere. If they want to see where are you going to be in the next couple of months, where can they check that?
Yeah, my website is a great place, awakenwithjp.com. I've got an events page there with everything upcoming I'm doing, where I'm going on my comedy tours. So awakenwithjp.com.
And that's your podcast, and they can see all your videos. So I'm looking forward to see the one that when it's going to be released, the one that you just told me about.
Oh, the pregnant wife,
Yeah.
probably about 2 weeks from
Oh,
today.
perfect. I'm looking forward to see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate. I don't know if there is anything else you want to add that I haven't asked you.
Yes, I want to add, Carla, I appreciate you and the work you do. You're obviously such a wonderful, kind person. I think people just really gravitate towards you because of the light that you shine. And I so appreciate you inviting me to be a part of your world here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So thank you for taking the time, and I wish you all the best. And I'm looking forward to keep watching and laughing with your videos.